All right, folks. You can see basically how I had it set up. I had a tuft of grass here. It was much bigger before the cat got in here. And a hole in here that had a little bit of glandler on it, a little bit of glandler painted on the grass, and then some urine, of course. And this is about how we're going to do the remake. This time of the year, we're going to start getting real cold at night. Even though it usually gets above freezing during the day, at night's when everything animals are out generally. So this is a Duke 650 offset. I got it in there, kind of set at an angle, so it's about 10 inches away from where my lure is going to be. I always use pan covers, something I learned from Andy Weiser Coyote, Western Coyote trapping video. They got a lot sandier soil, and they use a lot of pan covers whenever you got a lot of sand like that. Some places up in the Northeast, they don't use pan covers at all. They don't need to. They got a real peaty type soil, real good dark black soil that doesn't pack so hard. But in Oklahoma, we got a lot of clay in our soil, and it does pack in real hard. And if you have a set that doesn't have something keeping the jaws free, you put a bunch of dirt on there, it turns to mud, it gets down in the jaws, and it can become a problem. So I always use antifreeze. I always use peat moss whenever we're in a wet season, and this is pretty wet this year. And I just put the antifreeze in there, make sure that the peat moss isn't going to freeze, make sure the side of the jaws aren't going to freeze, and then I come in with some fresh dirt, and I cover that whole thing up, get enough dirt in there that I can pack it around the jaws, and I re-expose that pan and bring everything down to that level, and then I set this trap in with this fresh dirt. Make sure that trap's not going to go anywhere. Make sure I know where that pan's at. Come back with a little bit more antifreeze. We're going to run low on that. Make sure that the dirt doesn't freeze, because it will. And the peat moss can freeze too. You get water in that peat moss and it freezes over, it's no good. So some of the local dirt here that I had piled up, I'm just going to cover that up, and then we're going to blend it in. We want it to look just like everything else in the area. But since we caught a cat here, the chances of us catching another cat here are pretty great. And whenever I lure, I just get back to my hole here. And I'd used Tainted Love on this, and I caught this cat. But now that I've caught this cat, and everything smells like cat piss and feces, I'm going to use some of Derek's Super Cat. And this stuff is deadly. Look at that. That's good stuff there. It don't take a lot, but you can use a lot if you want to. Paint a little bit here on the backing. Put the rest of it down in that hole. Put a little bit of cat urine in here. And I'll walk away from the set and it'll be ready to catch. You can see this cat here. Set that trap off. This cat's pretty nice. Pretty good looking kitty. So we did good on this one. And finished remake. Yeah, kind of messed that up a little bit, being a little goofy. But in the end, if you can trick those kitties, you can trick the coyotes too. And that is the finished remake on that cat. That cat catch on a post set.